I always look at them as the comeback kings. You can never count them out, no matter how bad it looks.
We have a tendency to forget how much it means to the players. The money is one thing, but the trophies and winning tournaments with this caliber, it's just what the players play for.
I think we're writing the first chapter of a long book.
I think there is a lot of pressure on me as a coach because we have been winning a lot the past couple of years. And it's extremely tough to be number one.
As far as I'm concerned, it's not even about winning, it's about making a statement. It's about showing to everyone that you are still dangerous.
It's just the Astralis way of playing Counter-Strike.
What inspired me to become a coach in Counter-Strike was that I finally faced that I couldn't continue playing myself because I was simply too bad. On a serious note, I think it was my love of the game. Actually, I've always been this secondary caller when I was playing. Sometimes I tried in game leading as well, but I always had this love for playing beautiful Counter-Strike the right way, playing the percentages, good utility. I think that's the most beautiful part of the game. I'm not a particular fan of let's say Sabu killing 5 people with a P250, but for me, beautiful Counter-Strike is a high level of team play, flashing for each other, and good Molotovs. I think that's what for me is what Counter-Strike is all about. It's about that team play, and I think it's the right way to be played. I think I do a lot of things as a coach. It's a role that has a lot of job titles. Obviously, there are the whole strategic side of things. I need to make sure that our playbook is strong and that we have a lot of things that we can turn to if things are not working out in matches. I prepare against our opponents. I look at our matches afterwards. I theory craft. I look at some new nades that we can throw, or look at some of our opponents to see what are they doing that works so well. And then obviously also assisting Glaive in calling some of the practice matches so that he can focus on his individual play. My job, or our job, is definitely prior to the game to make sure that the team is ready for the tournament, that we have been practicing everything right, that there's no holes in our playbook. And then obviously we come up with some calls here and there during a live game that we feel okay. It could be a mental call, like if people are frustrated or things are not going right, or for me it can be like, okay, and sometimes keep track on how many times we attack this bomb site and what can we expect them to, what are they expecting from us now, and then I come with that input.
Being aggressive and fighting with the advantage, that's a good sign.
I think there is a lot of pressure on me as a coach because we have been winning a lot the past couple of years. I think there's a pressure from the community. Obviously, they expect a lot from us, and they should, especially our fans. And we try to work as hard as we always do. And it's obviously getting tougher by the year, not because we're not working as hard as we did before. And it's extremely tough to be number one because that's where all the eyes shifts from Astralis to Vitality, for example, when they were number one, and then everybody's looking at, okay, what are they doing? And it becomes extremely difficult sometimes in matches because you know that some of these players have studied your whole playbook, basically. So you have to come up with new stuff, and then obviously also the mental side of things. When you are used to winning a lot of tournaments and a lot of trophies, it becomes difficult when you have these hard times, difficult times where you lose a couple of tournaments. When we win tournaments and we started losing, people will get frustrated a lot easier, and I think that's what we have been working on. I think the pressure is quite huge on me, but definitely also on the players. And I think the hardest part of being a coach is, I think it is the pressure, to be honest, the pressure that you put on yourself. You want to be the best version of yourself, and you want to win tournaments. And for me, I invest a lot of time into this, and I have a family as well, so it kind of has to pay off in some way. And then also looking at our players individually. Are they struggling with something? Are there some areas where I think that they can grow it and become even better players? On any teams, players get tired of each other at some point, and then they start arguing, and you also have to be this father figure, and in that way, because it is young guys who turn professional athletes in a very short span of time. So you have to have social skills. You have to know your players and to understand them and not be stubborn yourself. And I have to see us move. And if the players were not working as hard as me, I would definitely not have been continue working with them, because I need to feel that we are in this together and we are part of a project. Yeah, I remember our first goal was to be our first goal was to be #1 team in the world, and then afterwards it was to be like named the best team of all time. But when we look at some statistics showing how long we've been the #1 team compared to some of the other teams, it looks like we are getting there towards that dream. And it's just, what do you tell the players next? 2,000 utility damage per player in one map. I don't know. It's quite difficult. And we have never been a fan of making specific goals. I think that's a mistake when a team does that. Yeah, it can only be disappointing when you don't. To keep finding that golden land, you could say, that I can present to the players, and that if we do this, we're gonna win this, because they have pretty much tried everything that you can win in Counter-Strike. So I just wanted to showcase that it's actually quite difficult staying on top.